Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. This is Connie from Parade Paper Crafts, coming on today to share with you Easter project I made for the design team for Little Scraps of Heaven Designs, and I'll also share with you how I made this treat container. I'm not going to show the decorating of it and stuff. You can certainly do that as you wish, but I'll show you what I did and stuff. First of all, it is 5 inches wide, it's 1 1/4 inches deep, and it's, not including the border, 4 inches high, and then the borders about 5/8 to 3/4 of an inch. That's a die from Cottage Cuts. I don't remember the name of it. It's a lace border die though. And back here there is a brown fence. Can't see it real well. Should have put it up a little bit further. Anyway, it is also from Cottage Cuts. So those two are from dies. Flowers are from Really Reasonable Ribbons. These are some flowers from my stash. They were given to me. And then the grass is just different sizes of grass I cut from Little Scraps of Heaven Designs grass border, and I manipulated the size and the length. I used the slice feature to do that, so I've actually got 4 different colors of grass here. It just doesn't look it. And then they're different sizes. And behind these flowers there is a little bit of a piece of green. I don't know how well it picks it up. I did cut that with a border die, also a hill border die, just to kind of cover the bottoms of the grass, excuse me. And then back here I've got some eggs I cut out from my paper pack, and I just stuck them in the grass a little bit. And then I put these carrots. I got these, oops, one's twisted in there, excuse my fingers. I got these at the Dollar General store in my local town, so I just made a little tray. I think you can see it in there. I chose to leave that white. You could put colored in that if you want. Anyway, I got those there. And then this rabbit is from Little Scraps of Heaven Designs. It is the bunny with Easter elements. Bunny, he or she, however you want to look at it. I cut it about 3.75, and then however wide it comes out to be. Did put some stickles on the tail and on the bow up there, or the flower, excuse me. I'm really out of it today. I apologize. Need to, I don't know, quit taking medicine, I guess. Anyway, I used some printed paper for the ears, and then I put some stickles on the nose, and I used quilting thread. I had to stop and think about that, but it's just quilting thread for the whiskers, and I've done a tutorial on that before. If you want to go back and look for that, very simple to do. But anyway, if you're interested, I want to thank you for stopping by. One quick thing I'm going to show you. I don't know if I can get this turned around with it because it sits really well, but I did put paper on the sides and the back, and there went my carrots. They don't want to sit in there real well for me because I don't have quite the right size hole, or circle punch, but I'm just going to go with it, and I might just use a little bit of, what do you want to call those things? Glue dots to put in there to hold them in to work well. But anyway, I'm going to give you the directions here and show you how I did it. Without it being decorated, it's as simple as looking like this. It's very easy to do. It doesn't maybe look it, but it is. But for this top piece here in the back and the front wrap around, you need a piece of paper that is 6.5 inches wide, 5 inches high, and I bet I said 4. And let's correct this right now, so my measurements are correct. It is actually 4 inches high. My apologies. I ended up cutting an inch off because the border, once I put the lace border on, it just was way too high for the carrot pieces I had. Now if you have different carrot pieces and they're higher, certainly make it taller, you know. Then what you're going to want to do is do some scoring. First score, and you're going to put this in at the 6 inch, that's at the top of the scoreboard. You're going to score it 1 1/4 inches. So you get your first score, 1 1/4. Then you score your next score at 3 inches. So again, you're still at the top. Next score, get the 3, then you go 4 1/4. And I'm just going to make, my bone folder's around here somewhere, but I'm just going to reinforce these so when I put it together with you, you'll see. Your last score is at 6 inches, and you'll have a 1/2 inch flap. You can use this base color, whatever color you want. You could use it at, you could use printed paper if you wanted. I have to back up, I apologize. This is cut at 5 inches. This is actually the insert for the carrots, my apologies. So let's go back and 5 inches high instead. So make sure you watch, I'll make a note, but watch the video all the way through first. So anyway, once you get that all scored, all you're going to do is put it together like this. That's how it's going to be your base. But before you glue this 1/2 inch tab in, I would recommend, I had 4 pieces of candy. I would recommend cutting your 4 holes. I have a little bit of a trick here. My hole, I used a die for that. It was 5/8 of an inch in diameter. What I did, and I'll kind of show you with this, it's a template. So I know this is 5 inches. I'm dividing it in half, and this is if you have 4 holes. If you have more, you're going to have to do different division. But I put a score mark at 2.5, or a tick mark at 2.5. I'm making it dark so you can see, but I would recommend making it very light in case you want to erase it. Then I'm going to divide it in half again on each side. So 2.5 would be 1 1/4. And 3 3/4. Can't see with my mark there. What this does is it tells you, gives you a better guide of where to put your holes to get them straighter between there. The first one I did just as a template, I didn't do these extra marks, and I didn't have a very good, my holes were not centered well at all. So, and I do recommend you putting the holes in before you would assemble it, okay? But then once you get your holes cut, all you're going to do is take this 1/2 inch piece, and I will quick use my ATG gun that I love so much. Put adhesive on this 1/2 inch flap, and I lay it this way. And then just basically you're going to fold it in half again. That's why I don't like ATG. I can't never get things straight. But you want to line up this outside edge and this folded line. And I didn't have any problem when I used glue. I don't know what it is, but so it's going to stand up like this. If you want, you could put some green in here to kind of cover up the coloring, depending upon what you have. That's completely up to you. Give me one quick moment. Shut down my computer. So again, this piece is what goes right in here with your holes. So the next thing we're going to take is a piece of cardstock, and I just used 65-pound weight for mine. It's not extra heavy, it's just like the Georgia Pacific brand. You can use heavier cardstock, you can use colored cardstock. If you're using printed, it might be a little bit flimsier. It's up to you. I did layer printed on top of mine. But you need a piece, and again, this is the outside wraparound. It's 9 inches wide. This one is 4 inches high. So again, I apologize. And then on the long side at the top of your scoreboard, you're going to score at 3/4 of an inch. So 3/4 is the first one. 2 inches is the second one. And you come over to 7 inches and 8 1/4. And this bigger piece is the back, and then it's going to be your wraparound. If you were going to put any kind of printed paper on this, I would recommend doing that all now. Do this all before you put this piece in. It will be just a lot easier. I used my pieces 1/8 of an inch smaller. You can choose to do those borders however you wish. Honestly, it's not a problem. But all you do now, once you get all your pieces, pattern pieces, and if you want your border and stuff on, you will just put adhesive on one side where it is, should be 1 3/4, I believe. Yeah, one of the fold pieces, that's 1 3/4. And I just put it on the side where the fold is coming in. It's because that's going to go to the back. So I'm just going to put adhesive between one edge and then up to the crease where it creases. So just this 1 3/4 inch part is all it's going to have adhesive. Okay, stand it on edge first so you can make it so it's square, so to speak, or rectangular. Okay, and then the piece, this 1 3/4 inch piece right here, the width of it, that's the part that's just gonna adhere to the back, and this bottom piece is gonna line up with the bottom piece down here. I fold mine flat to do this so I can get it, and I can't see very well with the light, so I apologize if I get a little bit off. But again, you're not putting this whole piece doesn't have adhesive, just part of it. So you can bend it back in this. And then once you get this in, put some adhesive on just this 3/4 inch flap, just up to this first crease, and kind of guesstimate where you need that adhesive. Well, put it this way, so this is the bottom. Obviously you'll figure that out. Your holes, be sure, are on the top when you do that. And then just wrap this around, line up the bottom here with the bottom of the piece we just put on. This isn't going to stick very well for me tonight because of that stupid, like I said, I usually use glue, so I'm not good at this. Open it. And I didn't put glue very high up, I don't think, but you want to get it up high enough. And then you do it the same on the other side. Again, we're only going up to this 3/4 of an inch score line. Make sure I got, make sure I had some adhesive on there. Again, wrap it around and line it up with the bottom down here so the bottoms are straight. And make sure it, oh, my dirty fingers from inking today, sorry. Make sure it, sticks well. And that is your container. You can decorate it the way you wish now. It's very simple, but I just went from, I saw this design on Pinterest and had no clue what I was doing, just looked at it closer and figured out this is how I did it. I don't know how the other individual did it. There were no directions. But anyway, I want to thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, be sure and leave a comment, please, and I will get back to you. Otherwise, again, thanks for joining me. Have an awesome day, everybody. Take care.